Ellie Beth, how are you, boo? Give me my sound check, please. Are you able to hear me, Haley Beth? What do you say, Chad Rev Art? Anybody know who this Chad Rev Art guy is in the chat? Every time I turn on the light, he shows up. Anybody know what that's all about? What's up, BLT? How you doing, man? Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. That should have sent you an invite there, lizard man.
Yo, what is up?
Hey, nice skin suit, man. How you doing?
Man, I got the skin suit all trimmed up today. Fit.
Nice.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I got me a little bit short. Well, I've had it for all this time, but I'm trying out a little shorter stool.
Yeah? I wish this one went a bit shorter, but it doesn't.
Yeah. So there's less of me and more of the art.
That's not so shabby. I hate you, Beth.
In the chat, you see some blue hearts for Chad there by Haley Beth. Haley Beth also has come up with some hearts for our guest tonight, which are going to be of the light blue variety. Appreciate everybody stopping in. You found yourself at the Gin Project show. This guy right here, actually I'm mirrored, is Chad Rev Art. And tonight's featured guest is going to be Burgess, the painting DJ. Looking forward to this. The dude is a multi-talented, multi-instrumental musician. He's a sound engineer. He's a tech guy. He paints. I think he knows the alphabet. I think he knows the alphabet backwards. All kinds of stuff. He's married to this lady named Chandel. She does a karaoke show. They're pretty fun. Our friend Haley Beth loves hanging out with them, and they were instrumental in helping Haley Beth get her show going. So stoked to have them on today. We're going to talk about a couple things, and they should be fun. And Chad may have something to talk about or not. I'm not sure. You never know. So, Chad, do you have anything you need to bring up or show or any art or anything?
Well, I did a lot of burning in here. So if you want me to show that off, I can.
I heard there was fire. Fire!
Fire! Fire! Yeah, it was fun. We blazed it up on the old Tic Tac.
Oh no! Did you get a violation? Were you violated?
No, I heard you got one though, Mister.
I got two.
You did? What for?
At the same time, because I was restoring that Echo guitar right there.
That doesn't make much sense.
I said the logo and showed the logo too much, I guess, or whatever. It's all good.
TikTok, do better.
Just have to change my settings when I go on a flow state. That's all. Ezra was on it, like right on it. So.
Oh, of course. No big
deal.
I got one for toe-backy stuff, and I was showing my tools, and it was like, no,
you're showing one of those bits.
I'm like, this is a burr, you dumbasses. But
AI gets confused. Yeah, it's trying.
As far as my announcements, I have one really, really big one. Thursday. He's like, I'm going to mute him right in the middle of this shit. Thursday, guys, in the window, I have a surprise guest coming for y'all. The Gin doesn't even know. That ain't a joke. He does not know. And you guys don't know, but I know, and he knows. And I'm going to tell you this. If it wasn't for this dude, I might not be a chainsaw carver. He's probably one of my distant cousins. And he probably does things with a chainsaw that I only wish I could do. So I'm going to have him on. He does so much more than that. Like, that is to, short sell him. To be like he's a chainsaw artist. That would be... He has been short sold as being a chainsaw guy since I was a kid. It does not stop there. That is only... It's just the tip. But yeah, Thursday. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be awesome. He agreed to it. I couldn't believe it. We're going to have a great October. I did book Shane's Scare for Halloween. I don't know, man. That's what I got, dude.
That's what you got?
Sorry,
that's pretty good. You got some merch too. If y'all would like, you can look in my link tree right in my bio. There's a link tree, and you can find a lot of amazing artists, not just Chad Rev Art, but you can find him and his merch there. So go check that out if you please.
And you can find Gin's merch. And usually I'm wearing a Gin shirt on the Gin show, but it's going to be 28 degrees here in just a little bit. I'm sporting a hoodie right now. But
he needs a real Gin to snuggle him up.
I do. Will you be the little spoon or the big spoon in that scenario?
There's no possible way you tiny little self could be the big spoon, dude. It just
dude, I'm like a spider monkey, dude.
You would look like a growth on my back.
I'm a spider monkey. I got this, dude. I got this.
You would look like a growth on my.
I got this.
So y'all, some cool stuff is going down. We got, for those of y'all that know our friends over there at Primal Poetry, Angel Tony and Davino and Passion Queen, folks like Devlin 313. Hey, painting at Tiffany's. Don't look right at her, dude. They've got an event going on in Chicago. October 17th, 18th, and 19th. So this coming up week, check them out. Go give them your support. Even if you just go give them a follow, give them a like. But these are great folks. They got close ties to the ladies of Sister Chat. And they've always been good to us. So I'd appreciate it if you'd go check out the folks at Primal Poetry. Most of y'all know Davino Caprice, Angel Tony, Irene the Passion Queen. But they do an event every October. And it's for grown folks, y'all. So if you like grown folks stuff, go check them out. Go check them out. So we also had a magazine come out. I got my copy of it this week. And Chad, the alien he has in a cage is upset over there, y'all. Don't worry. He'll feed it some gruel. It'll be fine. But this is the magazine that Theria has come out with, and you might recognize some of the faces in it, y'all. For those that support the art community on this here TikTok channel, there's one of them right there. Our buddy Hanson is one of the features in this magazine. There's an article there about him. I don't want to give you all the goods because, I'd like you to buy the magazine and support these guys. There also, look at this, there is a full page ad for your book.
Oh my
Chad,
God.
I know you like that, Chad.
I love it.
And,
that's pretty.
Hey, you're really going to like that. And there's Chris Twilight is in here. There's James Colson, Transe. Check it out. Check it out. The very handsome Italo.
Oh, Italo.
Got some poetry up in there. And there's the cover band.
Belena. Cool.
Belena. Absolutely
Kira.
Cool. And then, if you check it out, there's our friend Essay. She's up in there.
Oh, look at that.
Essay
Mrs.
Artistries is in there with her art. It's a great article with Essay. And your boy.
Your boy. Look at that.
There's an article about the Gin Project.
The Grin Project.
With the Grin Project. Look at that, y'all. Check it out.
Man.
The artistry
Look
of
at
Gin.
this dude.
And some of the stuff I've prepared over the years. And there's a whole ass article there. So, y'all, Theory Radio is an app. It is absolutely free to download. You can find them online as well. They support indie artists of all different types. Sometimes when you tune into one of my flow states, you'll hear me listening to them. Other times you hear me listening to other things. But if you like to tune in and hear just new music, new stuff you hadn't heard before,
Do it.
go check these guys out. Download the app. It's a good way to support artists. And these people obviously support other artists. right? I have nothing to do with any kind of music, anything other than I work on some instruments and stuff. And these guys included me in their magazine, just like artists like SA Artistries and Hanson. So
Hanson.
give me support. Even if, all you gotta do, download the app. It's free. You can listen to a whole bunch of different artists on there. They got a top 10. They got some great shows, and they carry the Gin Project show and have been for a long time. So they take they take the ones that I put over on YouTube, and they pick from that list, and Seb edits it down to about 30 minutes. And you can hear that Wednesday mornings and Wednesday evenings on Theoria Radio. And it's like a highlight version of the interview. It's pretty cool. So anyway, they support artists. Support them.
Yeah.
Do it. As I mentioned, we got Burgess, the painting DJ, coming on tonight. I'm looking forward to that. He's a good dude. He's done a bunch of stuff on this platform to help folks out that we care about, especially people like Haley. So hope you'll be around for that. I did see him in the chat. There was a Painting at Tiffany sighting, and if everyone could, I would like y'all to click on the Painting at Tiffany's in the chat. Do it gently though, and put a few hearts in there. Just click on her thing and throw some hearts in there for her. Any color heart, any kind of heart will do. Just please throw a couple hearts down there. Yeah, thank you, Mondo. Appreciate that. We just want to let her know we love her, but we don't want to look directly at her because we might scare her away. Chad's got the heart beating over there. So we're gonna start out our shout outs with Painting at Tiffany's. We love you. We always will.
We got our friend Kira, better known as Kyra.
No matter how long
Kira
they keep
Wilson.
you locked up in the pen, no longer how long they got you, we'll love you when you get out.
That's a true story.
So y'all, we're gonna do some our normal shout outs here, Chad, and we kind of try to mix it up sometimes. I'd like people to know that if I'm doing a flow state, please don't do it during this particular show when we have a guest on. But whenever you catch me in a flow state, please feel free to drop what you got going on in the chat. Even if you're about to start a live, I don't care. It's fine. Come let people know what you're doing. That's what we're trying to do, is support the rest of the artist community. That's why all these paintings and imagery is behind me. These are all TikTok artists. So if you come in my live and you have something going on, drop it in the chat. I don't mind. Just try not to do it during the guest that we have on during this show. Other than that,
Don't
anytime
be
you see me
rude.
on, just have some situational awareness. So we're just going to say a few names like Wafty Llama, Johnny Ray, Natasha Art, OG. And then there's folks like Danielle, Chip76, Dirty 530, DJ Willison. Love DJ Willison, man. I dig what that lady does, dude. I love some DJ.
I love her
Severed
Red
Art, Rick the Muse. Go check these folks out. Make sure you're in tune with what they got going on. They're all very talented people doing some cool stuff. Bob Not So Ross is another cat out there doing his thing. And they're all behind the scenes sometimes trying to do stuff to help other people out too. So you normally aren't going to hear about it. But look, there's Dirty right there. Good to see you, Dirty. Good to see you, buddy.
What up, my dude?
So, AF&A, what's going on? There's also our buddy Max V. Max V and Power Hour comes on usually it's during the week in the mornings. But sometimes you catch him on at other times. So if you go to Max's thing, click on the button and check him out.
Yeah.
Max is a good dude, and he'll let you show your art or read your poetry or whatever it is that you're doing. He'll be interested. Hey, Betty Jean, good to see you. So We also have Courtney and Jay do a show on Wednesdays at 12:30 Eastern time, and that show is about addiction. They both know something about that. And the other good thing about the show is you could just wander in after having a bad week and kind of just, get it off your chest. And they're good listeners. They'll be happy to listen. And hey, thank you, Kira. There's our whimsical little birdie right there roaming around. So please check out Courtney and Jay. Some of Jay's art is right there behind me. Good dude. That's our homie right there. So please check him out. There's another fella roaming around out there named Punk Rock on Wednesday nights at 7 Eastern time. He's been doing a show. I haven't had the opportunity to see that yet. It's just a weird time for me. But y'all please go check out Punk Rock, see what he's got going on. Tuesdays and Thursdays, and probably most nights at this point, you got Hanson and Kiki. Some people call her Southern Gothic. They do a show at 1:30 in the morning. Go check them out. They're usually doing something fun. And then on Mondays, you got our whimsical little birdie, Kira Wilson Art, from 6 to 9 Eastern time. Now, this is kind of her busy season, so turn on your notifications for her as well, because you might catch her on other times. Look, she was live tonight already. Probably again tomorrow, but a moving target. So turn your notifications on, but she just moved through your chat, so it's easy to do it now.
Do it. Kira, thank you. Big love. Thank you.
You got our buddy Flash Gordon out there doing his thing. He's the creator of Art for Autism. They've always got something going on. So check Flash out. I say they. Art for Autism is Flash. He's the dude that does it all. So please go give your support to Flash. He's a good dude, and he does all that. He doesn't have anybody related to him or that he knows that deals with autism, but he does all that advocacy work. So please check him out. He's a good dude. We got Lady Shines, our sister from over there in the poetry realm. Lady Shines does her creative prompts Sundays at 5:30 Mountain Standard Times. That's in the PMs, y'all. And then we've got Meditation Monday is 4:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then she also has a Walk With Me Wednesday, which is 11 a.m., like a lunchtime kind of deal, on Wednesdays. So that's Lady Shine. Those are Mountain Standard Times. Please go support Lady Shine. Somebody out there is trying to do something positive always. So we got nothing but love for you, Lady Shine. Then you've also got some folks like SA Artistries. And I've seen her on the weekends here lately, but you might have to turn your notifications on. She does amazing art like that right there behind me, but you never know. You never know when you're going to find her. So turn your notifications on for her. And when you catch her on, it's usually a lot of fun. So go check out our friend SA Artistries. We have another friend that we see occasionally these days, which is Eve's Artistry. She does a Saturday quad squad at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and she does a Monday triple threat at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Eve's amazing. We like to tease her a little bit. I saw her in the chat. We like to poke a little fun with Eve. She pokes back. That is some Eve. She bites back. That is some Eve art right there. And there's a piece of art over here that Elliot, she helped me paint. She does painting lessons, and there's 500 plus of them over on the Y-Tubes. So go check that out. Eve's good people. You probably find her over there with Hanson and Kiki if you don't find her roaming around on her own spot. And she's a lot of fun. She'll get you laughing. So turn on your notifications for Eve. If you see her on, jump in there and say hi to her. She's good people. Eric the Airbrush Artist, Dirty 530 and Flex Flare have a show on Saturdays. I believe it's every other Saturday. And I want to say it's at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. All three of those guys are amazing artists, and go check them out. Catch them while they're painting, and they may even give you some tips and kind of tell you how they do things. Look, Dirty right there, Dirty 530 is right there in the chat. And in fact, I have some artwork back here that is hidden. And this is a piece of art by Dirty 530. Thank you, Dirty 530. Chad has some too, but it is not in the room that Chad is in. Oh, it is in the room Chad is in. There's a little bit of, look at that. So all of these people support their community, every one of them. Look at that. There's some Dirty 530 art for you. Check it. So, please check those guys out. They do some incredible work. They're good guys. A lot of fun. So, look at that. Look, he can even paint something like Chad. I mean, if he can paint a Chad, he can paint anything. Look how cool that is. I love it. I love it. That's dope. So yeah, y'all go give your support to Dirty 530 if you get a chance, if you see him around. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Betty G. Yeah, they are. We also got a couple other things to go through, and that is, if you would like a shout out, if you'd like your name on the call list, then just hit me up in the DMs and I'll add you in. Marty Ewok, another good dude out there that's wandering around doing his thing that we got a lot of appreciation for. And then we got Haley Beth. She's got the Haley Dot Show on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Haley Beth is the glue that holds us all together. So I was fortunate enough to co-host her show this last week. Thank you, Wafty. I was fortunate enough to co-host her show this last week. And despite the fact that there were technical glitches, she literally had buttons, like she couldn't bring anybody up. And those of us that were moderators didn't have those buttons either. But she handled it so well. She came up with a suggestion that I go start a live and then we co-host together, and she managed to pull the show off. And Haley Beth, I just want to let you know how proud of you I am for being able to do that. That was an absolutely exceptional job. That is not an easy thing to do. I have been on a live when my buttons quit working, and it is no fun. So, Haley Beth, much respect to you, little sister. You did a fantastic job on that, and everybody that was there, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all sticking with it and helping us figure out what was going on. Ezra was there. The whole family was there trying to figure it out. So, appreciate all of y'all. I just wanted to say, I personally thank you very much for being there for Haley. And Haley, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, Haley,
I'm proud of you.
Blame it on Ezra. That's right, Haley. That's right.
I'm so proud of you. You blame it on Ezra. Ezra, I know you hear this.
Ezra,
I know you read it.
Ezra, get your shit together, man. Right now. Get your shit together, Ezra. I'll probably have to get Ezra to take a restriction off of me while I was cussing at Ezra.
He's going to be like, oh, you want me to take that off, do you? Mm-hmm. Bet you do.
So, y'all check out the Haley Dot Show. That's Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. She always has an amazing artist, except for last week she had me, and one week she did have Chad. But other than that, she usually has incredible artists on, and please give her your support. Another guy out there that we got a lot of respect for, a lot of love for, is the Ash Man. Ash Man's out there roaming around. He does this thing called the Basic Art Show. That's on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. 7 to 8 Mountain Standard Time. The dude is an incredible artist and one hell of a great human being. Hey, thank you, Crochet. And I would highly, highly encourage you. He also on Fridays is going to be, I think he's doing it, and will be doing it, the Drawn and Quartered, which is like a morning DJ show, but at night. And he might have somebody like Bakken or Johnny Ray or somebody like that in there with him. So, yeah, I do. I love that dude too. And there's some art on the wall from him as well behind us. So make sure if you see Ashman out there, get ashmatized. Go check him out, see what's going on. Then we got our buddy Matty Pace. right? Now, our dude Matty Pace, this guy is the most positive vibe on TikTok Live. I'm telling you, the guy's amazing. And I wish I could go watch his show every day. I just, timing-wise, I'm not able to. But on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Matty's on at 1:30 Eastern time. And I'm telling you, even if you stop in there for 5 minutes, hey, Crimson, even if you stop in there for 5 minutes, it'll make your day better. The dude is a great guy. He puts out content every day. Y'all, there's Bob Not So Ross, who we mentioned earlier in the chat. While he's here, give him a quick follow if you don't mind. Show him some love. He's always back out there trying to do something good for folks. So check him out. And then don't forget our boy Matty Pace. Make sure to check out Matty Pace. If you happen to see Marty Ewok roaming around out there, that dude can beat on some skins. Show him a little bit of love. Another good guy out there that does nothing but try to help people out. Look, Marty Ewok is right there on the, he started out the new page. So, Marty's up in the house. Right on, Marty. Good to see you. And I would also like to say, go check out Monsters and Monsteras. Right? Another amazing artist. Severed Art, who will be doing a collaboration of a line of guitars, an entire line of guitars with me. We've also got Kira Wilson Art, who is going to be doing one of these guitars with me. You got the one behind me that is completed. And hey, Nightmare, how's it going, boo? And then we got one that's going to be done with Chad Rev Art. I'm going to be going down to Adairsville, Georgia. And Jake from CR Alsup Guitars and I are going to build a neck-through guitar. It bugs Chad when I say through neck, so I might just stick with through neck. But neck-through guitar. And what we're going to do is leave a bunch of mass on the body of it and a bunch of extra mass on the headstock of it, and Chad is going to carve it. All that's going to be finished is the neck. It's going to have a wad of wood on one end and a wad of wood on the other end, and Chad's going to turn it into a guitar. Right on, Nightmare. Glad to have you. Got some hair coming back.
Excellent.
For those that don't know, Nightmare is our friend that's been going through chemo and had a mastectomy and is going through more chemo and radiation. And all I know is when she gets done with all that, the fish better watch out. Fish better just watch out. Natasha Art, we love you, sis. Good to see you. Good to see you. There's also some other folks out there. Lens Creative. If you get a chance and you run across Lens Creative, check out her art. It is amazing. One of my absolute favorite people on the platform is Spurs. So make sure we check out Spurs. Spurs is a phenomenal artist. And if y'all knew how awesome Spurs was as a human being, y'all would absolutely love her as well. I see he's in the chat right now. Moose and Can Do. Our other two homies who are just about to be brought up, we're doing a collaborative work. We are going to be building a guitar for Theory of Radio. I'm going to build the guitar, and Moose and Can Do are going to do the artwork on the guitar. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be incredible.
She good, Moose? Can Do got out of surgery a little bit ago. Sorry to interrupt you, bub.
Right on.
What's up, Chuck?
Are we all good? I'm assuming we would have heard if we weren't.
Yes, Kira.
We've also got MC Forever and Coachable, who hangs out with Eve's Artistries quite a bit. Those shows that I mentioned earlier, you will find these two on. They're both awesome. Coach Abel and and MC Forever. Our brother Goopy Goop is out there roaming the plains. If you see Goopy Goop, you might find him fingerboard shredding. You might find him making art. You might find him playing in a concert. He does it all. So trust me, turn on your notifications for Goopy. That dude is incredible. Bruton makes some awesome artwork. Skittles Calligraphy does some awesome artwork. Pack Mentality does some awesome artwork. Chainsaw Tracy does some awesome artwork. Babs, our buddy Zach. Make sure you check out Zach. He's got mad woodworking skills. I could learn some things from that dude. And Chip76, our homie. Got some artwork back here from Chip76 too. Always behind the scenes doing good stuff. What up, What up, John Lane? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you stopping in. And then we also got Lita, our friend Lita. Make sure you check out Lita. She's putting out some content that'll make you smile. So appreciate everybody. Gotcha. So what was the word on can do, Chad? I hadn't been able to keep up with all those things going on at the same time there.
Apparently she's still good. Sorry,
Okay,
my dogs
cool.
are barking, so I've been staying on mute half the time.
Yeah, I got
So
you,
you guys
man. I'm
don't
with
have to
you.
hear it too.
It's because you got
yeah.
your flaps greased. All right, so I'm a minute late, but I wanted to get everybody in this week because we hadn't got everybody in the previous weeks. If you would like to get on the call out sheet, just please hit me in the DMs. Let me know what time you're doing what you're doing. And I would like to say again that I don't care if you come in my live and tell people that you are about to start a live. I'm okay with that. I really am. I want all of you to be successful. So if you happen to see me on and you want to jumpstart your live and you think coming in my live and saying, hey, I'm about to go live, might get a couple people to go over there with you, make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. I'm good. All right? So if we could we please send up Burgess, the painting DJ? I appreciate his patience, but he is an expert in this game that I'm a newbie at, so he understands that a minute, it ain't bad, ain't too shabby being within a minute of your mark. So if we can, let's locate Burgess, get him up here. We're going to do a sound check. I'm going to say a few words about the guy while he's sitting here because that's how we do's it. And then from there, we probably going to have a little bit of fun. Burgess, can you hear me, my brother?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo, Superman is in the house. Y'all didn't know I was bringing Superman on tonight, did you?
Yeah, I thought about keeping it covered, but yeah, you never know.
Burgess, the painting DJ, is actually Superman, y'all. Y'all didn't know that, did you? This dude right here. All right, so we got his mic working. We could see him. I'll be doing that for months, Chad, until I learn this unmirrored thing. So, Burgess, man, I appreciate you coming on. It's going to be good to have you on. And let me tell the people why it's going to be good to have you on, man. I over this past year, I started on this platform about a year ago, October-ish of last year, and it's about the time me and Chad started kicking it. And I started this very show that we're on right now, January, Chad knows the date, it's January 2nd. We started this show on January 2nd. And I've gotten to interview a whole bunch of people since then. And I've met some amazing people. You see a lot of their artwork behind me. And all of those people are super talented. But you are exceptional, my friend, because you do so many different things well. Like Chad, let's take Chad, for example. This guy was a lead singer and a musician in bands for a couple decades. That's how he made his living. And then he retired from that because he had a raisin kidney, and he had
raisin kidneys,
and he had to get he had to get some other kind of stuff working, and they had to take him to another planet and all that kind of thing.
Ow.
But then, he's a painter, he's a sculptor, he's a composer, multi instrumental musician, and so there's just not many people I run across that have that wide a ranging skill set. And you're one of those guys. You're one of those dudes. And the thing about it is you use your powers for good. You'd be a dangerous dude if you were out there making content that was being crappy to people, or you were out there, bad mouthing folks or whatever. You could do some damage because you have a lot of different skills that you can deploy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine from that? Goodness.
Right. You could be viral every day, but you choose to use your powers for good, man. And the way what I'm getting to is, we were talking about the Haley Dot show just a little while ago, and you and Chanda were absolutely instrumental in making all of that happen. Y'all have been ride or die with her since y'all met her. Y'all been, as Divino Caprice would say, 10 toes down. And I have a lot of respect for that because y'all know I got some feelings about Haley Beth. That's my friend right there.
Talk friend, man. Haley Beth's been
mine too. Haley Beth was with Tiffany when I met Tiffany, and they're the ones that introduced me to Chad.
Man,
Haley Beth and Tiff.
When I was touring, I wish she would have been on my marketing team, man.
Yo, yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
Man,
We've saved several tours.
I could
Right.
think of 2 people she could have replaced immediately.
yeah, and Tiffany too. Actually,
Yeah.
Tiffany could be on the tour too. So, I happen to know you a little different way than a lot of people on here, because you and I sort of met through that process formally, you might say. We kind of knew of each other. We'd say hi and that kind of thing or whatever. But once we started talking about particularly Haley and kind of, what the plan was, what everybody was trying to do, what she was trying to do, and y'all were able to get me up to speed on kind of, what the game plan was. Then Danielle shows up to do a show. Kiki comes up with the idea to have a co-host all the time. And then the whole community just jumps in.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And
helping her out was the whole point, was to give her a positive place. I think a positive place to be herself, and just to see you guys hop in and just help and join in. Because Chandler, my other half, had surgery around the time that we were finishing up the logo contest, and you guys just came in a big way. So I applaud you guys for that. It's awesome to do that.
It was really cool to see from my end too, man, because like I said, I'd known Haley since this time last year, and I'd seen people come and go that were going to help Haley out. And I mean, only in a year's time, we've seen people come and go, and we've seen people say they were going to do a lot of stuff and blah, blah, blah. So when y'all first showed up on my radar, it was through Haley. It was Haley talking about these people that she had met and that she was doing stuff with and all of that. It just so happened we were on at different times, and we kind of ran in different circles, you might say, and at that particular time. And so it took us a little while before we actually kind of formally met. But
I've only been streaming since February, man. So I mean, I'm fairly new to this. It really just took me a while to walk the path long enough to find you.
Yeah, us too, man. That's been the journey. But that's the wonderful thing about this particular platform, and what has happened from it is, you are a walking, talking example of how you can use a social media platform to actually help somebody, to actually make a difference in their life. And that is one of the things that I like the most about you, is you seem to get that this ain't like, we're not on here just playing around trying to get follows and trying to be like, have our name in somebody's mouth. We actually see this as a way to make a difference in people's lives, and we've been able to do that with quite a few people. So I applaud you for that, sir. I'm gonna bring you up to the big box. I know that was a little bit of a weird introduction, but you got a special place with me, man, because you were in there trying to help out from Jump Street, and everybody don't do that. And then you show up in your damn Superman shirt and tell everybody the secret, man. I thought I was supposed to hold on to that. I thought I was doing so good, man, keeping that top secret stuff.
Actually,
now everybody knows you're Superman.
This scar right here, I was 3 years old. I jumped off the porch trying to fly like Superman and did not fly. I did not fly.
Did not fly like Superman.
Not at all, huh?
Up, and oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, poison ivy.
I'm lucky I still have an eyeball. That was a rake leaning up against the fence. Bam. Yeah.
Oh, hey, crochet with me. So, hey, man, if you got folks you'd like to shout out or anything you'd like to say starting out or whatever, man, now's your opportunity.
To be honest, that whole list of people that you rattled off before you brought me up, that's a majority, probably 95% of those people are my people. I mean, I love those people, and they do.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's and Haley Beth has been an integral part of my TikTok experience, and we all know how you get into some areas and it's not as positive as it should be. And I had Haley deal with a situation that wasn't the best, and my solution wasn't to get involved in it. It was just to pull her into my live, and we stayed up every night for a whole month. Me and her at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and she would train doing announcing with me, and then we did it on hers and set her up her show. And man, she is phenomenal.
Yes, and that's there's Southern Gothic in the chat. When I was talking earlier about Kiki, came up with the idea to have a co-host for her.
Yeah, that was a great idea.
She just rolled through in the chat just now, actually.
Yeah, that was awesome. And that was probably the best idea because I got her there and our goal was to get her to start her own show. And then once we got there, she did one show and then I kind of let her do one by herself. And it was she wasn't sure what to do. And so
that's when I showed up. That's actually the day that I was there. That's how we formally kind of met.
Yeah. She did awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I had to go get a permission slip from my wife because Fridays was my wife's day, and I've been to all the Haley shows except for the one with the storm and the one I was traveling. But other than that, I've caught them all. So
yeah, she did awesome. And
amazing.
Then we did a logo contest for her, and we had 20 something entries, and she selected the finalists, 3 finalists out of those, and we ended up with a 4th one. And I mean, it was exciting. It was awesome, man. All the artists.
Yeah. And Moose and Can Do help her. She's got a merch account now. I got a shirt to prove it. Not this one, obviously, but I wear it occasionally. So amazing stuff. And it's almost Haley Beth has been a guest on this show, though. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna talk about you, sir. You. So. Look, man.
I get to talking about Haley Beth. I don't want to stop.
That's my job, man, to make sure we stay focused on the guest. Though you don't have to do that tonight, man. That's my job tonight. So hey, man, we in our conversation yesterday, we just kind of talked about it would make sense to be conversational. Just to kind of start from the beginning, maybe. I'll be quiet. I'm gonna give Chad a minute to say a word or two here real quick too, as we're doing our kind of getting started here. But the obvious, you'll start out kind of at the beginning. Somebody turned over a rock and there was little baby Superman, and then take us from there. Chad, what you got, buddy?
Man, Burgess, dude, I love you, homie. I have for a long time. I tell you that all the time, but I'm going to tell you again right here in front of Gin and everybody. Man, what he said earlier about you do it all and you do it well, brother, you do. And you do great things with it. So thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate you as a person and a multifaceted artist.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Broham. We got to make some music together sometime. That would be fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We may have to go up into the mothership first, though, because I don't think Earth can handle it.
I don't think
Hey,
they can.
I want to be on there playing the cowbell or something.
We need more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Gonna need more cowbell.
Maybe y'all can come up with some simple little line like 3 notes that I could play on a guitar. Then I'm gonna call it a collaboration and say I'm a musician.
Welcome to the Game Project.
If you can hum a tune, you're a musician.
Yep.
My poor wife, man. I don't know. Every time I pick that guitar up, bless her soul.
Hey, you got to go through the mirrors to get there, man.
Heard that.
Imagine my wife having to deal with me when I lay down metal vocals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fun.
Right.
Going overhead.
So Burgess, how did you come into being, sir?
Well, I was born in Oklahoma. Oh, look at that! I was real.
Oh my Lord!
I was born in Oklahoma, Enid, Oklahoma. My Cherokee on both my father and mother's side, and a lot of French. So I'm a French
Brother.
I don't look like it, but I have a ton of hair.
Yeah. I'm a Cherokee from Oklahoma.
Oh, right on. That explains why I like you so much.
Both sides too.
That's reason 472.
There you go, brother.
Those first 471 are questionable, though.
They're questions of like, why do I like this guy? Why is this guy even cool? Why do I talk to this asshole? Why?
Well, yeah, I was born in Oklahoma, and I was only there the first couple of years of my life. Then we moved to Kansas, where my mother is from, and I spent a lot of my life there. Had a pretty rough childhood, though. About a year into being in Kansas, had some, some domestic stuff. And I know it's cliche. I grew up in the 80s and I had a dysfunctional family, but mine was super dysfunctional. And so I was in my first boys' home placement at the age 3 years old. And that was a reoccurring pattern. I guess I would go to a home, and then they had this group called Family Preservation that would try to get us back into the house. And it would be okay for a little bit, and then something would happen, and they put me back through it. And each time that process got a little longer, but it was about 15 years of being in and out of boys' homes and foster homes. And so it was a pretty rough upbringing, man. I almost didn't make it. I mean, when I was 4, I was run over by a truck, my head and everything. It was a miracle I even made it. But it was a slow start. I mean, growing up dysfunctionally, you don't always make the best choices when you get into your teenage years, and especially when you get into your 20s. You kind of want to show the world they were wrong about you, and that was me. I was very adamant about proving to everybody that I was somebody. I wasn't just a foster kid to be discarded, and very Napoleon-like. You know what I mean? Because I was 4'11" and weighed 80 pounds until I turned 20, and so I was tiny. But so I started a DJ company, and in 1999, and then I joined forces with my friend Robert, and we had a karaoke company called Karaoke Ventures. And at one point, you could type in Karaoke Ventures when the internet first came out, and we were the first ones that popped up. We were very popular, and we did really well. So well that in 2 years we could afford, and we bought our own bar. And so I was 19, 20 years old working in my own bar, and turned 21, owning I was part owner because he owned 51%. I owned 49 because he was quite a bit older than me, and he could get the liquor license and all that stuff. So it was very, very productive. So I've been a go-getter from day one, and made some, questionable choices running a bar, but then I went.
It happens.
Yeah, but something I really loved to do was perform. My mother was a performer and a very successful one, and so I've been playing musical instruments and performing since I was really young, and it was my outlet. And after we did the bar thing, I decided it was time to chase that dream, and I did. And I did very well. I was on the national circuit for for 10 years at least, and heavily touring and coast to coast. And I was on the news. I was on TV. I mean,
You gonna tell us what band?
Oh, and so I named it after my dad. It was called the Samuel Band, and we were. I had an opportunity to headline, but I actually loved being an opener. And so I did that for years. I got a lot of really good friends that are in some very popular bands that come from the same area. And I don't really like comment because it's, I know, Chad, you probably understand that. It's not really a thing that we do when you tour around the national circuit. Name dropping is really cool for other people, but I mean, like the lead singer of Candlebox, he's from my area. Wes from Puddle and Mud, who's also from the area. I mean, just to name a few. I mean, one of my first biggest show, my drummer came up and said, "Hey, I got tickets to Rockfest. You want to go?" I said, "Sure." So I just got a box and put all of our CDs in it, ironed our logo on shirts, went to that show, and I didn't watch any of it. I was in every tent handing stuff out. I had CDs and pictures in the VIP tent, and I didn't even set foot in there.
Been there, done that.
And then the following month, I opened up for Candlebox, Puddle and Mud, Fix, and Saliva, and come to find out, half of the people I shared a stage with, I knew.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was fun, and then it just started kind of a domino effect from there. And I toured for quite a few years, and then switched back over to announcing because touring can be quite wild. I guess wild's good. Yeah.
Well, wear you out too.
Oh man, bad. And I just wanted to do something positive with my life. Touring was fun, performing was fun, but what was I really doing? Besides partying on camera. I mean, so I switched over to announcing and went back to running my sound company. And Big City Sound was my company from early 2000s, and that I'd shelved a little bit. So I brought that back, and I did really well. I announced, or you name it, I probably announced it. Everything from MMA to roller derby, all the city events, and even monster trucks. I did
Trucks.
I announced for a company out of Texas called No Limits Monster Trucks, and I did that for a while. For quite a while. It was fun.
You good at that, dude? Can we do that one
Hey
more
man,
time?
could you please use that voice to appeal for followers for Chad? He
Sure.
needs some
Hey,
Brad. Could you?
I hit my 5K, you son of a.
I was trying to get you followers, man. Why I gotta be an SOB, man? Dang, dog. I just like literally asked the dude to, he's on my show and I asked him to do you a commercial and I'm the asshole. That is so TikTok of you, bro. That is so TikTok of you.
That is so TikTok. Oh, I need to go take a shower and get all this TikTok off of me. I got it in my beard. Chuck, we were talking about this.
It was a lot of fun, and not only when I was announcing, I one of the things I ended up announcing for was roller derby, and I ended up skating for like 3 years. I was Sergeant Smash of the Kansas roller derby. It was awesome.
Right on.
I mean, I'm a very athletic kid. I'm very athletic. I was that guy that was doing backflips off my amp with my guitar. I mean, pretty wild. But the sound company thing made it possible for me to have a family. And so I was able to stay at home with my girls and during the day and during the week. And I was able to work nights and weekends. And it was actually really awesome. I got to live a dream while living another dream is the best way to put it. Right? So then
Right on, man.
I went ahead and after that part of my life was over, I switched to a day job and my jobs in the past were management. So I ended up being a department head for nursing homes and hotels, and I managed some very, very good establishments, including in Chicago, doing all kinds of stuff, but property management and stuff. So, I mean, because when you're a musician, music equipment is expensive, man, and if you don't have a good job, you're not going to be playing a lot. So that's what I just invested in equipment and realized I got more talent and more things that I'm not utilizing in my life. So I went out and got the equipment and learned how to use it. And that's kind of what started all this. And all that, believe it or not, when I was younger, one of the things I did in foster homes was draw. So I was a graphite artist for 30 years. Comic books, stuff of that nature. And about 2 years ago, I decided I was going to try to paint because it's something I've always wanted to do. My grandmother did it, and right off the bat, I realized I could do it pretty good. At least good enough to. I thought, hey, maybe I can do this for a living. And so far, I've been doing it since last December. So I haven't done it very long. And in February, I started streaming here on TikTok, and I've met some awesome people throughout this, man.
Except for Chad. You met
Except for
Chad
me.
too. Oh, some awesome people and Chad.
And Chad.
Yeah, awesome. Dude, Chad is, dude, I love watching Chad work, man. It's one of the most unique art things I've seen on TikTok.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It really is. It really is.
Thank you very much.
I mean, the only other thing that I've seen that's just as entertaining is there's this really cool chick, and she does chainsaw art in yoga pants, and you're up there with that. So that's pretty cool.
Are you talking about the chainsaw bunny?
Dude, isn't she awesome?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I just really appreciate it that you haven't done the yoga pants thing. I appreciate that.
Is that
Are you saying you
Chainsaw
want
Tracy?
me to?
I know. I'm just glad that you're not doing it.
Oh, you're glad I'm not doing
I love you enough. I don't need to love you
I actually want to see that. I actually do want to see that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Flash. I might. I'm gonna get some. I think I'm gonna get some of those overall shorts. I'm
I
gonna cut
don't
'em
think
up
they
like
make
Daisy
them
Dukes.
in Kitty Junior sizes though,
You just
dude.
got to get overalls and turn them into Daisy Dukes. That's what, yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yes.
But when I started TikTok, I just went live in my studio while I was painting, and it was really good, but I wasn't interacting at all. And so I asked my other half, I was like, how am I going to interact with people and paint? Because I got to do this at the same time. And I'm a multitasker, so I shouldn't have second guessed myself. But so I had this idea to combine my DJing stuff with it, and instantly, I felt like I was at home because I've DJed for so long. I just clicked back into that mode, and it was surprisingly so easy to do it at the same time. And I was interacting, and the painting DJ was born. There is no other one. I've searched. I have the painting DJ at gmail.com as my email. It was available, and all this. I mean, yeah, there's people that paint DJs, and there's DJs that paint that, play music, but no other painting DJs. And as you said, again, I'll be walking around painting, holding my painting, DJing, and
talking smack, keeping up with Chandel, the whole bit, like all of it at one time.
Yeah,
all once.
Yeah, and
it's like you used to. It's like you used to be the sound guy for a kindergarten class or something. You manage things so well.
some of the
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I used to teach, man, and you get a bunch of little kids in there, and like you trying to manage all that.
some of the bar gigs I had, you're not far off, man.
Right? It's like herding cats.
Yeah. Oh, that's being a musician. If you're a musician and you work with anybody else, you're herding cats.
Yep. Yeah. Especially
that's why I always have that feeling, Chad.
Rabid tweaker cats. That's why you always feel like that, again.
That's why I always have that feeling, man, like I'm herding cats, because I am.
It's true. You are.
I mean, when you got to give your band members a beer limit, I mean, it's pretty bad.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
Yeah. We could talk days about that one.
Chandler said she's not hard to keep up with.
It is, and it's a lot to keep track of. But I've been I don't know if it was an ADHD thing from being a kid or growing up the way that I grew up. I've always been really good about paying attention to multiple things at once without even trying. It's kind of ridiculous how effortless it is. I got kind of blessed, I guess.
Skill.
I've been in there and seen like Chandler would be working on some art, Diamond Dot art or something like that, and having a conversation with people in the chat, and then you'd be over there playing music, having a conversation about the song and what it was going on. Haley would be in there doing her thing, and y'all just cruising along, man. It's like this happy mass just going down the road.
I love it. And that's the one I didn't expect that coming on the TikTok. I only came on here I was just going to live stream while I painted, and then I started DJing. It started being fun, and I started realizing, hey, maybe I can actually make some income doing this. So I didn't come on here expecting to find family members and really good friends and people like you guys. I did not expect that. I was like,
I didn't either.
And how I don't know what I'd do without some of these people,
Right.
Yeah, it's wild, man, because literally when I started the TikTok journey, no bullshit. There were a couple of people that I worked with that don't work with me anymore. Like literally, they felt that strongly about it. So we don't work together anymore. And then I ended up with this dude over here, and a whole new art family, you might say. But that was my experience when I first started on TikTok, and I said, hey, I actually like that. I like these people. There's some good people on there. They were basically like, hey, well, if that's how you're going to promote yourself, then we're not interested. So I was like, all right, cool. Have a good one.
Yeah.
See ya.
I kind of think, I think it's important for people to be accountable, myself included. And when I was younger, and touring and having fun, owning a business, it all sounds really fun. But I didn't make some of the best choices. You know what I'm saying? I got myself in some trouble. I've done some jail time. I had some wake up, hello Jesus moments. You know what I mean? And
outlaw among us. No way. No, I can't believe I'm associating with somebody who's been to jail.
No, you can't do that.
Well, you had handcuffs on too.
Phone out of here.
I mean, it's the truth. I mean, we all make mistakes and learn. And being a foster kid, I didn't really have the luxury of making mistakes and having people cover for me. When I made mistakes, it was loud, proud, and for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Heard that.
But because of that, I don't want to I don't want to repeat mistakes. And most of all, I had a pretty hurtful childhood and a life that wasn't the best. And so I think we have enough of that in the world where people are hurting each other over just the craziest reasons. And so I try, like you said, I try to use what I have to improve the quality of life around me, because if I'm not doing that, then I feel like I'd be wasting what I was given and these talents I've cultivated, because they're not meant just for me. There's no way that somebody is given this much different array of gifts if it wasn't meant to help somebody else. Yeah.
Right on. Right on. Right on. Yeah, many of them have passed on at this point, but if I excluded the people in my life that had made mistakes or had been to jail, wouldn't be many people around me, because most of my friends and most of my relatives on one side of my family anyway, at least, did a little bit of something. So
I couldn't even hang out with myself.
I consider those opportunities. I think those moments in my life saved me, because a lot of people that grew up like I did, there's only about 2 of us left out of the original group of like 35 kids in the 80s that I was in foster homes and boys homes with, that even made it. Most of them are in prison permanently, or not here. And so
right.
I was really lucky to have those opportunities to better myself, because I'm not an alcoholic, I'm not a drug addict. And most everybody I know that I grew up with, they are both. And so I got very lucky that somebody knew that I was better than what I was being. And so maybe I got in some trouble, but those were opportunities that somebody else gave me to be better. And so I'd hate to waste it.
I understand. I tried really hard to go down the alcoholism road. Luckily, my wife exists, and but we gave it a full swing. I'll tell you that.
Well, speaking of, I appreciate all the attaboys and the stuff you guys give me, but I'm not even the best part of me. The best part of me is this woman right here, Miss Chandel.
He's a lie. Hi, guys.
Hi, Chandel. She said he's a liar.
Nah.
So this is actually my high school sweetheart. We've known each other for a very long time, and we never dated until a year ago. We got together and finally found each other again, and it was the best decision of my life, man. I swear. And I've made some pretty good.
Very cool.
Right on. I'm with
cool.
my wife. I've known since grade school, and we've been together since high school. So I feel you.
My sister, and something I didn't mention to you guys, when I was born, I wasn't born alone. I have a twin sister, and her name is Burgundy. And she knew that me and Chandel both liked each other in high school and didn't tell us. So we are 100% never going to let her live it down. Yeah. Ever.
Oh, man. Well, maybe Burgundy wasn't. Maybe that was one of the skill sets that she wasn't born with. Maybe you got that particular skill set she should have got, man.
Well, it's almost like there was a plan. Like they knew I was going to have a rough childhood, so they blessed me with a twin sister, and I can't tell you how much that girl has saved my life, man.
Heard that. Right on.
She's everything with my mom and my grandma and my great grandma. She's those 3 women combined times 10. She is a freaking superhero, man.
Right on. Well, Chandel, if I'm not mistaken, you do some karaoke type stuff.
I do.
Talk to us.
Well, I've been doing karaoke since I was a little tiny girl, probably 5 years old, and grew up. My sister actually made her own cassette tape, and I wanted to be just like my sister, and so I just kept singing, and I was in choir and did really well in high school. And then got out of high school, decided to raise my family, and then got into doing karaoke at like some of the local bars and things like that. And then when I met Burgess, it was kind of absolutely amazing when he brought all of his stuff with him, and he's like, "Hey, let's set up some karaoke stuff."
Yeah.
And I was like, Okay.
I was like, hey,
I can't argue with that.
I was like, we can just, I can buy you some beer for the house if that's the reason you go. But I was like, we could do it here and you can sing way more. And it wasn't really hard to talk her into it.
No, because I love to sing. It's always been one of the things that kind of helps me deal with a lot of my emotional stuff. You know, I'm a woman, so I'm emotional.
Well, tell us about that singing. It was recently put in jeopardy, and you had some concerns, and you had a surgery. And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, they had found a large nodule on the right side of my thyroid, and they said that it was cancerous. And so they wanted to go in and take it out. But in order to do that, they were going to have to take half my thyroid. And then I looked it up online, which, by the way, don't do that. That's a bad idea. But I looked up online, and it said it was possible I wasn't going to be able to sing for 6 months or maybe not ever again. I cried a lot. Because I was freaking out. Because, like I said, that's like my safe space. That's what I do, as I sing. And thankfully, after 3 months, I was able to actually sing a whole song without my voice cracking. And now I'm back at it full time. Thankfully, the pathology came back on the nodule, and come to find out, it actually wasn't cancerous, which is awesome. So, but yeah, I was very scared for a while that I was not going to be able to sing again. And yeah, it was very nerve-wracking. A lot of tears.
Yeah, heard that. Well, I am so glad that it did work out, and I remember the concern that your guy there had. He may have mentioned it.
Maybe.
So I'm glad that it.
2 hours that she was back there. It wasn't very long that she. I mean, it was long enough, but that was probably the worst part. I'm pretty good at staying positive, so I kept her positive through most of it. But the 2 hours that she was gone and I couldn't go back there and see her was the hardest part. And I don't know what I would have done if I would have had to drive home without her, man. I don't know. Luckily, I didn't have to worry about that. So.
I get it. I've never said this before, but we went through a similar scare some years back. So I was feeling for y'all at the time, man. I was like, damn, I hope it works out. And in our case, it worked out. So I'm glad that it worked
your
out.
Messages were amazing, dude. They meant so much to me. Thank you.
I didn't want to say too much, man, but I knew you were in a scary place, bro. No doubt. So
Yeah.
I've been on stage most of my life, so I'm not gonna produce it. You know, I'm not gonna publicly say how hard I'm struggling because I'm not wired that way. But so it's nice for somebody to remind me it's okay. It's okay to talk about it.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, you should be anxious right now, man. It's all good. It's gonna be all right.
Well, I do have a surprise for you. So because I'm a musician, I thought that I'd play something for you, and I couldn't figure out what to play because I do a tap method. I lay the guitar on the ground and tap it, and I was one of the first people to do that. That's what got me on the news. I mean, I was on immediately. I put it out on MySpace. That's how long ago it happened. I think it was 2009. And immediately, all the radio stations and the TV stations had me on their show, and that's what blew me up. That's what got me to where I'm at. So I thought about doing that for you, and I have a full studio here. I don't know if you guys. We're just standing in one part of it. So as you can tell, I have my DJ station with all my paintings, and there's a lot. I have my green screen station with my guitars, piano, drums, and that drum set is huge. And then I have a diamond art station because Chandel now does diamond art. But I had to have her in my studio with me. I couldn't not have her. And so, and I even got her own guitar. I thought, could I play you guys some piano? Could I play you drums? What could I do? But to be honest, the one thing that I think is the best that I could only think to do that would be awesome for you is I'm going to play some guitar for you guys, and she's gonna sing. So
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah!
Nice. Nice. Well, I'm going to mute up
I'm
just
gonna
so
do the
that
same.
there's no problems, no echoes or anything like that. We'll
Yeah,
try to anyway.
this was also the one thing we could do for you guys where I wouldn't have to plug everything in. So, but since you're building guitars and we have a lot of people that are familiar with music, I'm gonna play Eric Clapton for you guys, and she's gonna sing it. So,
I gotta see the words. I gotta see.
oh, okay. Well, they don't need to see me; they need to see you. But I'll keep.
No,
my-
they need to see you. You're the guest.
All right, I'm gonna actually sit down and do this. All right, here we go.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hands if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knees.
Yep.
Time can break your heart, have you begging please, begging please. Beyond the door, there's peace, I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Beyond there's peace, I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. No, there'll be no more tears in heaven.
There we go.
Hey, y'all. Fantastic. I would like to point out that if you read the thing about this show when it scrolls by in the chat, it says featured guest tonight, Burgess the painting DJ, with special guest Chandel.
Oh.
So it is actually your show too.
True story.
So you're on there. You in there.
You on the bill, girl. You on the
You on
marquee.
the bill.
You on the ticket stubs, the T-shirts, the mugs.
Speaking of T-shirts, that's one right there.
I love her voice. Oh my gosh.
Right on. Thank you for doing that, and I'm so glad that we get to hear her still.
Yes.
Because that was a close one.
Yep, and
Yes.
you guys can check her out. She does Karaoke Corner
There you go.
right here on TikTok. So make sure you guys are following her and checking out. She
Nice.
does it on Fridays.
But I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
There you go. Uncle Knowing.
What time tomorrow?
I'll be on at 2 p.m. Central because I didn't want to mess with Courtney's show that she's got going on. So it'll be 2 p.m. Central. So what is that? What, 4 your time?
3.
3 your
3
time.
Eastern.
3 your time. Yep.
Get you wait, she's over there. Get you some more
Yeah,
of
she's over
that
there.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
At 3 Eastern, 4 Central.
You can look it up under Karaoke Corner with K's underscore in between the two. Or if you type in the microphone and then type in Chandel in all caps, you should be able to find me too. But I'll message something in the chat and you can pull me up.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You got anything to say about this dude you're standing next to or anything?
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing and he inspires me every day to be better. So, just like he does a lot of people on here. And, yeah.
Did you know he was Superman?
I cannot confirm or deny whether
Professional, very professional of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, they actually about an hour from where we live is Hutchinson, Kansas, and they've actually within the last 5, 6, I don't know, was it maybe almost 7, 8 years, have been labeled Smallville, Kansas, and they have a Smallville festival every year.
Yeah, they actually in the Underground Salt Museum that they have in Hudson, they actually have the Superman suit, like the one that the guy actually wore in the
movie.
In the
yeah,
movie,
and
so.
we're talking Christopher Reeves.
yeah,
Yep.
Right on.
like the
Is
original.
that the town that has the giant Superman statue in the square, like in the middle of town?
That I don't know. To be honest,
Okay.
it's been about 5 or 6 years since I've been there. My sister still lives there though.
So you say you're outside of Hutchinson?
Yeah, by we're like an hour.
Like an hour,
How far are you from Joplin, Missouri?
like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, we're 3 hours from Kansas City.
Which way?
Southwest.
Yeah, southwest.
You're southwest. Okay, yeah. You're just a few hours from me then.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I played all over that area.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well,
While we're doing this, I might as well do a shout out, you guys, to everybody who's been part of my life, who's a part of my stuff right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, so right now, Art for Autism is a big part of my life, and I'm going to be doing some collaboration with Mr. Flash Gordon and
Yeah.
Art for Autism. So they're a huge part of what I do. And my twin sister Burgess, her son, my nephew, is high spectrum autism, and he'll probably live with her forever. But he is the most amazing kid ever. And so this is a huge part of my life, and it's a cause that means a lot to me. So we definitely wanted to shout out to him. And a huge shout out to Solo Sound, which is the company that provides all my music. All the music,
Nice.
stuff that you hear, that is Solo Sound Company. So huge shout out to those guys, man. And also a shout out to Healing Hands Massage and Techniques, and that would be my sister. She owns a company and has a huge massage studio. And she has been a big part of what I do too. So we definitely wanted to shout out to them. And of course, got a shout out to my girl, Haley Diamond Art. She is a part of my heart and part of my family. So we definitely have to do a shout out to her. So.
Man, maybe I could get you to introduce me to her. I've heard about that Haley diet person.
There's a list. There's a VIP list. That's long.
I've been trying to get on the guest list.
Man, she's highly sought after.
Haley,
So,
can you tell we all love you to pieces?
So you have about 40 minutes, and it's your show. So however you would like to proceed, now that we know a little bit about you both, it is completely up to you. And we're along for the ride with you, man. So
Word.
Well, we got what? Almost 50 people in here, so I'm okay if we want to open it up. Anybody in the comments, if there's any questions you have, go ahead and shoot them. Let's do some Q&A. Chad, do you have any questions about the music aspect? I know there's probably a few.
Man, I'm gonna have to go look up your band, and I'm gonna have to see this music because
You're all
we may have crossed paths. We probably weren't playing in the same shows because of different genres, but I bet we played a lot of the same places and probably have met a lot of the same folks.
So I just typed in the comments. So True Art Promotion. If you go to YouTube, do youtube.com and then type in True Art Promotion. That's my old YouTube channel when I was touring. So there's probably 80 videos on there, man.
Nice. Well,
Right
I
on.
don't really say this on here, but if you want to look up a band called Frail from Joplin, Missouri, that was probably my favorite touring band that I was in.
Heck yeah.
I toured with a few, but
That's easy to remember too.
and I'm old,
Yes.
so it's way back there. But yeah, there's been other bands called Frail since then, so you probably have to put some Joplin Mo on it or something. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that and check out your stuff, man. That's
I've done.
and I want to see you do that on the floor tapping thing too.
I'm not lying. I mean, that's Brett Michaels' actual autograph.
Dax Riggs.
Nice.
Nice.
I just say I've been married once in my life, and after my divorce, I went on a big tour, and I toured hardcore, and I kind of hooked up with this chick who was a magazine chick, and she knew Pete Evick from the Brett Michaels band, and so that was my in.
I was actually on a tour that they were doing stuff with Brett Michaels at the time. Yeah.
That dude is awesome, and I mean, he may not be everybody's cup of tea, but his dedication is unbelievable.
Right.
He's like, I think he's like severely diabetic or something, but I watched him go on stage and almost pass out and then and they took him off stage. Then he came back on stage and kept trying to perform. Even the people in the crowd were like, dude, it's okay. Go take care of yourself. Because the dude, he will literally sing himself into a grave if they let him.
I was the same way. Yeah, I got in trouble for that a lot.
I mean, look at
Go
him.
on stage with 104 temperature, but I mean, when you're playing a show with like Static X, you're like, no, I'm going on stage. I don't care. I'll go to the hospital when I'm done. So, yeah, I played with Static X with 104 temperature and then spent about a week and a half, 2 weeks in the hospital through Christmas and everything. It was great. I got to meet the man before he passed, you know, so that was cool.
And what's the name? Abstra? Yes, the painting.
Abstra motifs.
And it's exactly what it sounds like. I paint while I DJ. It's no joke.
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely. Abstra, if you're not
excellence.
familiar with Abstra motifs, does some really cool carved stuff, woodwork, but carved like sculptures and stuff like that. Cool. So
Abstra's badass.
Eve's Artistry earlier was asking how y'all met. I know you said you knew each other since high school, and I think you may have gone through that story a little bit earlier. But tell us again how
Your sister's in the chat.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, Burgundy.
Yeah, sorry, that's our childhood. I was Bubba. She's boo boo. She's gonna hate it that I told you guys that.
That's what she gets for not telling us.
Yeah. But so we met. We went to high school together and always had a crush on each other. I didn't have a steady girlfriend or anything in high school because I had a crush on her. And I think I went over to her house and she was talking about some other dude, and I was like, oh man. And So I just didn't even try, and I didn't date anybody else. I tried, but it didn't really work. And so I didn't really start having girlfriends till college. And we were friends on Facebook after Facebook started in 2009, 2010.
Yeah, something like that.
And we've been friends on Facebook since. And so, and she'd been in other relationships, but she was single, and I was single for quite a few years, because I'm not one of those just date anybody. I usually have to know somebody for years before I even date them. And
You texted me one day, you said, hey. And the rest is history.
But that's my twin sister in the chat, you guys. That's Bernie.
I actually ended up making 4 trips to Iowa from Kansas in order to go see him. And, you know, like I said, things just kind of flourished, and here we are today.
I've never cohabitated with somebody so well. I can't even express that enough.
Nice.
Right on.
That's rare.
Cohabitate.
Be able to find
I feel
somebody
you,
that
man.
you can just live with and it be just cohesive. That's crazy.
Heard
Well,
that.
I think we make a pretty good pair.
I'm just happy she let me hang around.
I'm just happy that I'm moving around.
Well, I see you have all kinds of art behind you.
I do.
You paint. So tell us a little bit about that too, man. We had a little bit of that discussion. I was talking on during our conversation yesterday, and I was saying it was Dragon Balls. I see it now behind you.
Yeah.
I was saying, hey, you know, you do some of the anime, and I know that was predominantly, it started in Asia, if I understood correctly, and then
Yeah.
kind of made its way to the States.
Yeah, I think
And
it was early as the 80s and 70s, and I think I
Yeah.
went to the 80s. 80s was when the first episode came out, and it's one of the few cartoons that's been like I mean, it is a cartoon, but it's anime, but it's been around as long as The Simpsons. I mean, Simpsons, I think, haven't been quite around as long as them. And so it was a big part of my childhood was Dragon Ball Z. So shout out to Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, passed away March 1st this year. And they are, I just found out they're inducting him into the Hall of Fame in New York in next month.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
right on.
But
Right on.
when I started painting pictures. I just would pick a picture and try to paint it. And I did an AI generated version of Goku, and that's what this is. And I now design all my paintings, but I mean, I don't use AI. But so this was an AI generated photo that I freehanded, and it was the first one that I probably sold more. I've had to freehand several of these because they're pretty popular. But
You did 3 at a time once.
yeah, there was one. I had 3 orders, and so I literally freehanded 3 of these side by side.
Oh man.
But that's kind of how it started. And now I'm on to a whole nother level. I design my own paintings because part of my performing and stuff that I did was that I did the graphics for everything. So whether it was the posters, I was the announcer and the sound guy for a wrestling company. So I would literally make all the animations for the wrestlers on the big screen.
Oh, yeah.
The fire effects. I had a thing in my pocket that I pushed the button and it shot off the fog for everybody with different colors. And I was controlling my DJ thing from the middle of the ring with a bow tie, and it was like you said, just a million things at once. But because of my graphics, I did green screen graphics for that show and for the talk shows and everything after that. So not only was I announcing for monster trucks and wrestling and roller derby, but I was also doing all the graphics and green screen work for it. So that's how I design my paintings when I start. I took a picture, for instance, just recently of Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park. I just took a picture of him off him on stage, and I designed my painting, freehanded it, and it comes out pretty close. That's kind of one of my abilities is I can just draw or paint whatever I see. And just to give you an idea, I took the picture from him on stage, and I painted this.
Damn, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was because we love some Chester, man. Definitely missed.
Yeah.
Sucks
I
that
mean,
we
he
lost
rest in
him.
peace.
Yeah, man.
And since
Yeah,
he did
man.
that whole, and I always try to put meaning behind it. It's more than just me painting something cool, but he always had the yellow tape on his the bottom of his microphone. That was his thing, and so that's why I went with the yellow, and I didn't use any other colors.
Nice. Wow, dude.
That's amazing, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
This is how far I've come, and it's only been since I've probably been painting 2 years now, and I've been painting for a year straight, at least since last December. I started full time. So my best friend said, "Hey, do you think you can paint Harry Potter?" And lo and behold, I said, "Sure," and I could totally paint Harry Potter. It was pretty awesome. But
I could totally paint Harry Potter.
Talented Burgess.
it was amazing. And then I just finished this one. Yeah, day before yesterday. This one's for my niece.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one's nice.
Yo.
Yeah, I just took her picture and then I made it mine. I added the film strips, and of course, I had to make all the rain look painty, you know. But
Sure.
yeah,
That's cool, man.
thanks, bro.
Heck yeah.
Of course, I got my Beetlejuice design.
Nice.
Yeah, I like this one because it's got his face, but it's also that's his worm face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was catching that. That's cool.
Yeah, kind of unique. I like it. But,
You should film it.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. She likes this one. So this one's for my friend Lorraine. And I know I'm saying that these are for people, but half of these have been, most of these have been sold, or quite a few of these are still available. But this is the Stephen King's It that I did.
Yeah. I saw that one and I love it. The way you faded Pennywise in the back, dude, is insane.
That's dope.
That was my
That
favorite.
fade
photo.
is
That's amazing.
yo.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, dude, that has that faded in there like that is insane, and it makes it like pop with so much depth. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I actually painted one coat. I painted the clown. I painted all this once. I painted it for a layer, and then I covered it all up, and then painted these again from scratch. So it's a lot of layers, man.
Dude, that is
Cool, man.
amazing.
What kind of paint are you using there?
Acrylic, and then just acrylic. I don't have the patience for. I mean, I have a lot of patience, but oil paints and stuff like that. That stuff they have such a long dry time. Everything I have would have footprints or fingerprints or something in it.
Yeah.
Because it only takes me about 3 days of straight painting to do one. So if I'm really painting every day, I can do 2 or 3 in a week.
Man, I paint so damn slow. Y'all make me feel like a turtle.
He does paint slow. He paints slower than turtles. I think a turtle would be
do.
quick. But man, his
Probably.
work is good. That's the thing. Does it matter if the work is good?
I just figured out a process that works for me, and everybody's got to figure out what works for them.
Part of Chad's process has to do with going to other planets and
Right.
finding food,
Yeah.
and so it takes him a while to do stuff.
That makes sense.
This is one of
Yeah,
my.
I mean, there's a lot of interplanetary travel. Oh my God, yes! Howard the Duck!
My favorite part of this one is his PJs.
Hi, Loons. Oh my God. His duck PJs, yes! I love that movie. So many people hated it. I loved it.
But I've painted a lot of. I'm an '80s kid, so most of the stuff I paint is straight '80s stuff, man.
Dude,
Thank you, homegirl.
I just watched The Gate the other night. Speaking of 80s movies, you should paint something from The Gate, Burgess.
Ooh, that would be a good one.
Eve says I paint incredibly slow too, but I only have
Yeah.
a sample size of 1.
Right. So like the gate, you're thinking of the gate. For some reason, my mind went to the 9th Gate with Johnny Depp, but no, I know what you're talking about, the 80s movie, The Gate, with the kids.
Yes, it's one of my favorite 80s movies, and I just watched it again for like the millionth time.
You're gonna love this one too.
Oh,
yes.
the Trouble Shuffle!
Yes.
That movie is damn near on repeat at my house here
Right. It's
Myself, my wife, and my kid. That's always on.
F&A, right on.
Oh man, batteries not included. That's a good one.
The foo-foo. Hey, the foo-foo. Hey, F&A.
That's his
Thank you,
80.
Chuck.
On your-
Nice.
My name's Donatello. Thanks for visiting Pizza Ranch.
That's excellent.
That's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Spurs, what's up? Welcome in.
Spurs.
Hi, Spurs.
One of my favorite people on this planet. Probably on most
She is
planets.
awesome, isn't she?
I like her better than Chad, to be honest with you.
I like her better than me too. Ooh.
That's scary. What are we looking at here? Are you trying to scare me or something?
Yeah. So this is Toby from the Labyrinth.
Oh
I
my
love
God,
it.
yes.
I love it. I
And
love
the
it.
Labyrinth is a very popular one. I've painted. This is the third piece from the Labyrinth I did. I had one from his ballroom that I did, and I actually have him up there hanging on the wall.
Bowie, man. Bowie, I'm
Babe
telling
with the
you,
power.
that dude,
What power? Power of the babe.
that dude was amazing.
Power of voodoo.
Yes.
Voodoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was back in the day. So, I mean, I'm a lot better now than I was when I painted this.
Oh man.
Damn, dude. Hells
I dig
yes.
some Bowie. Bowie was way
Yes.
ahead of his time.
Yes. The rest of the Earthlings still have not caught up with him.
No. No. Freak
And I was,
Morbidity
in
says
fact.
your artistry freaking rocks. I would agree with that, Freak Morbidity.
Thank you. Well, if I can get it hung back up. But yeah, I've come a long way from where I was, man. I can actually probably be easier just to show you guys this way. But
Oh, cool. A dragonfly.
yeah, that one is actually about ready to be shipped out.
Maryland.
Yeah, that's Miss Marilyn Monroe. And I actually just finished this one today. We finished this one today on my line. Yeah, you got it.
I love it.
But
Man, he's one of my favorites too. Bruce Lee, man. He is absolutely one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh, the never-ending story.
yeah,
That
was
was
probably-
I got to go on that set in Germany. I got to see the original set for that movie.
oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
It was cool. Yeah, that was in '87.
And of course, I had to do Bruce's son.
Nice.
Yes.
One of
Me
my
too,
favorite
Lance Creator.
movies.
Dragonflies are one of my favorite things too.
Yes.
So these ones are the ones I call these the Sinister Six. So these are the first ones I ever painted. These are the ones that kind of I painted them for a reason. Like that one I painted just to find out where I was at and to find out how good I was. This one I did to teach me shadows. This one I painted to teach me lines. And that one I painted to teach me lighting. And then I painted that one and it changed everything.
And changed everything.
It did. It really did. But those are the first ones I ever did. And so I always
Wow.
keep them up there to remind me that, you know, I went from this to this, you know. I mean, it's much different. I mean, I even got my Karate Kid up here.
Yeah, sweep
Heck
the
yeah.
leg.
Yeah, yeah. But I've come a long way since then. So I always keep those to remind me where I started.
Darkwing, what's up?
What up, Darkwing?
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
It took me a while to get the skull right, but I really liked the design I did on that was pretty good. And
Sorry, I
this
got to
is
give you
one
guys sound
project.
effects.
Ted got the sound
Oh,
effects. Dude, you know, that's my favorite of all time is some Prince, man. I love it. I love it in the guitar. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and this it looks like it's just dripping paint, but this is actually a tribute to Rodney Sadowski. When there was a time where Prince had Rodney Sadowski make him 2 guitars that shot stuff out of them on stage.
Right
nice.
on.
Your sister says show them dad.
Oh, so okay. So she's supposed to have come. You're supposed to have come picked up already, by the way. So for our birthday is June 16th, and this year June 16th happened to fall on Father's Day, and our father passed away about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and so I couldn't think of anything better to get my sister for her birthday other than painting Dad. So that's what I did. I took our favorite picture, I painted it. All right. And this is Samuel Dean Martin, my father. Also, the reason I named the band the Samuel Band. And it made me really happy that he got to watch that. He got to watch all that happen. He got to watch me tour in a band named after him. And so that made my heart really happy. But this is him.
Wow. Dude, that's moving.
He loved his peppers. That was literally a pepper necklace he had.
Look like something from Mardi Gras, man.
Right?
Yeah, I inherited his love for hot sauce. So,
Yes.
but it's definitely my dad. You can even see it in my face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our facial hair grows the same too. But a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that I sell them and give them away because I would not have room. I just flat out wouldn't have room in here.
Yeah, no, we would not.
Yeah, these paintings, like these, are just from the last month, and I mean, except for the Sinister Six, the rest of them are just from this summer. I mean, I paint so much that there's no way I can keep them all.
Well, how do people get in touch with you if somebody saw a painting that they would like to get their hands on, or is that a possibility? Do you do
Yes.
commissions? Do they have to go through Chad's intergalactic channels to get to you? How does that work?
Well, you don't have to call me on the sat phone, but you can. I mean, you type in the painting DJ, and I'm the only one that pops up. So you can add me here on TikTok and DM me directly. And I'm also on Facebook. First name's Burgess, last name is Martin. So you can find me. I'm the only one on the planet. I actually found another Burgess Martin, surprisingly, after only 40 years of looking. And it was some guy on the East Coast his name was Burgess Martin, which shocked me. And by the time I reached out to him, he'd already passed away, and he was a good deal older than me. And so I never got to talk to the guy, but I'm still the only one. So
Right on.
And if you can't find me, you can reach me at thepaintingdj@gmail.com. That is my email. paintingdj@gmail. And just like that, all lowercase together, no spaces.
Do you take commissions?
I do. And
You said at Gmail, I'm sorry.
yes, at
Okay.
Gmail.
The painting DJ at gmail.com.
Yep. I was surprised it was.
There we go. Right
Or,
flash.
or send a message to Chad directly and send a really rude message to him and insist that you be able to speak to Burgess immediately and see how that works for you.
That's the
Otherwise,
best
just-
plan right there.
Otherwise, I would get in touch with Burgess directly.
Yeah, if you want to go around in circles, hit me up. But if you really want some of his art, hit him up. I'll go around with you.
But yeah, you can reach out, and I do commissions, and I'm about ready to open up a print shop as soon as I get done with these next 2 paintings I'm working on right now. Which actually I just finished Bruce Lee today, so all I got left is my Ghost Rider one, and I'm going to set up my Fine Arts of America print shop for the first time. Is everything you see over here is an original design, And for that reason, because I feel like, I don't like having to charge what I have to charge, because that's a problem I have, is charging people what I should charge. And a lot of people gave me gap for it. And so I am now charging probably, what I should be charging. But for some reason I feel terrible about it. So I really
I feel you.
that prints will be available, and they're going to be in all price brackets. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about that, man, because see, to me, that we had a conversation yesterday about, there's all different people on this platform trying to accomplish all different kinds of things, right? There's everybody from Chad and I who take it more seriously because it is a tool related to our business, right? And so we try to keep it professional, because in my case, it has my dad's name on there. My stepfather's name is on the screen, and I'm representing him and everybody that's ever helped me. But I also have clients. I've been doing this for 13 years before TikTok came along, and I have clients that have TikTok, and my clients don't want me to see me on TikTok acting a fool, right? Or you lose those clients. And we were talking a little bit about that yesterday, how there's this balance between allowing people in, but also maintaining a certain decorum or a certain level of professionalism, because you are visible. People can see you, people can hear you, and those are the people that are going to be buying your stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate that? How's your? I mean, I'm not talking about giving specifics on individuals or anything. I mean, just broadly, how did you navigate that? Because Chad and I have had conversations about pricing, right? Mm-hmm. Chad worked on a piece, that piece behind him that you see, he's been working on for months. I have this baptismal that's an antique restoration that I've literally been working on for months, and those are two different things, right? In Chad's case, he charges a flat fee for whatever the item is. Mm-hmm. In my case, for an antique restoration like that, you either normally do an hourly cost or you do a total price for the whole project. In this particular instance, it's an hourly thing on my end and on Chad's. So how do you work through that? I think that would be helpful information, because I hear a lot of artists talk about how they price their art.
Well, it was hard because I realized out of the gate that I was quick. I'm quick. I mean, in painting terms, I don't paint slow. I mean, once I get in a flow state, I'm flow stating, and I don't even 10 hours could go by and I won't even know it. So I realized that, literally the longest it's taking me to paint a painting is 3 days. And even as I progress and get better, the time frame doesn't change. So I researched and asked some of my painting friends, because we do have a friend like Christine and some friends that she has paint. And so I've heard that paint, they charge by the hour or they charge by the square inch. I've heard that they take the square inch and multiply that however big the canvas is and then charge that. And when I started, and even now still a little bit, I know that I feel like I'm still a noob. I'm a newbie. I'm not by any, I do have some faith in my ability, but I still consider myself to be a bit of a noob. And so out of the gate, I felt terrible asking for too much money. And I found out that there are some people that don't even, they won't even put paint on canvas without a deposit. And, so I found out what the minimum deposit was, and that's all I charged for my paintings for the longest time. So I was, for the first 6 months and 7-8 months I painted, it only cost $150 to get a painting from me. And that was because I felt like I was still learning and I didn't want to overcharge somebody. And just the joy that's attached to it on both sides, my side and the recipient side. Trying to put a price tag on that was, how do you do that? So that's what I did.
Ask Kira Wilson. That's what I do.
Ask Carol.
Oh, I'm going to start doing that.
She says
That's
fine
what I
art
do,
time
too.
doesn't equal price because it's not straight production, right? Yeah, Chad just asks Kira.
Well, I painted a lot of the commissions, because that's what I did. I started doing commissions in December, and then the next thing I know, I had commissions all year. I even still have a couple right now that I haven't started yet. But so I'm just now painting stuff that is set up for the shop. So these 10 aren't there. I think there's 2 of them that aren't for the shop, but the rest are. And so it took me having my customers tell me. They were like, I even have had customers tip me more and give me more money because they're like, dude, you are undercharging way too much. And I painted Darkness, Tim Curry's Darkness, and which actually turned out epic, by the way.
Yeah.
But that was for a guy in Pueblo. And his comment when he showed his artwork off online and on Facebook was that it was worth way more than what he paid. And being worth way more than what they paid became, ever since he started saying it, every single person that I've sold a painting to said the exact same thing. And it kind of grew on me a little, so I raised my prices.
Right on.
I faced that battle when I first started selling paintings.
Yeah. Take care, Heather's Hobbies. Thank you so much for being here. You're amazing. Heather's Hobbies, make sure to give her a follow before she jets on out of here. Down the rabbit hole. That's Theory of Radio people.
Learning that aspect, the pricing aspect, I'm still learning. And I've only just agreed to raise my prices probably, what was it, 4 months ago? So, and it helps that I'm about ready to open up a print shop, because that makes me feel better about actually charging what my paintings are worth, because if they can't afford that, and not everybody can afford that, but they sure can afford a print, and I'm happy to give them something that they can afford. So it's a learning process, man.
Yeah, Kira's dropping knowledge in the chat right now. Materials plus overhead plus experience plus the market.
Yeah, and that's so much to add up. That's so much to add up, you know?
Yes, accessibility is crucial for an art. Yes.
Lynn's Creative. Appreciate you, Lynn's. Appreciate
Thank you, Lynn.
Lynn's. Another amazing artist out there that has to make decisions like that because art just keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah, and I get psyched about getting better, but not so psyched about the raising prices part.
You know, that's the thing, man. That really is, Burgess. Chad and I have had we kid around with each other, but we're serious with each other too. We've had many conversations about that because me personally, I want the people where I come from to be able to buy, to have a piece of what I do, if that makes sense. But by nature, what I do is very time consuming. I mean, I literally mill my own damn lumber, you know what I'm saying, and air dry it. So it takes a minute. And there's just no inexpensive way to do what I do. So we try to come up with ideas. That's why we ended up with T-shirts and the idea to make prints of the guitars that we're going to make and T-shirts so that it becomes accessible. If you can't buy a guitar, maybe you can get a miniature or a T-shirt or whatever, or if you can't buy a dining room table, at the time, maybe you could get some other small item, which was like the kitchen items and that kind of thing. But it's an ongoing thing that I've heard for the last year from artists, and almost all. Look, any artist that didn't come across as a complete narcissist has struggled with what to charge, and I appreciate you sharing that.
The joy is the best part. And something that helped me out with it, to help me kind of come to terms with it, it's about charging more, was that last year before I moved here from Iowa, and me and Chandel started coexisting together, cohabitating. I ran 2 hotels. I ran half the properties in the town and a car wash. So I was very busy, just very busy. And and I thought about how much time I spent working for somebody else in a week and how much I got paid. And it was salary. So the more I worked, the less I made, right? So I'm putting that kind of effort into me and my art now. And I had to ask myself, how many hours am I spending during the week doing this? And if I would, how many times have we had a job where we got paid $10 an hour when we were younger and we were okay with that? And even now, I wouldn't have a job. I mean, I get paid way more than that when I work jobs now, but
I started at less than $3 an hour. I'm old though.
That was when
I
God was a
remember,
kid
man,
and
what-
dirt was new again.
$3 an hour.
Work an hour and you got
Yeah.
$3, man. That's
He
rough.
did a good job. He was a Victrola repairman.
I had a mallet and a chisel. I used to repair those single wheels the little caveman used to ride around on.
Yes, Mr. Flintstone, your car is ready.
Yes, I used to fix his brakes all the time.
You probably still owe Moses a quarter.
Yeah. He died young, so I got away with it.
Oh,
Well, man,
That was my thought process. That helped me understand that I need to charge more, because the amount of time that I'm spending doing this is not just painting now. Now it's doing graphics, doing the content creation, because that's the most important part, is the content. Because you can have all the followers in the world, but if your content isn't good, that kills the whole thing. So that's what I just thought to myself: how much time am I spending away from my family or away from other obligations? And
Uh-huh.
I understand completely. Well, tell us, Burgess, is there anything I got wrong or Chad got wrong during this thing? Anything we need to correct, or anybody we need to shout out, or anything you want to cover before we give it a wrap? He puts his daughter to bed in about 5 minutes.
Well, no, I appreciate you guys having me on, you guys. Chad and Zen, they're about the same thing that I'm about, and that's, or again, sorry. They're about the same thing
Him too.
that we're about. You know, this started out being a job thing and being a self-employed thing, and it's turned into much more than that. And we realized that using this platform to help people is the best way to be on this platform, because a lot of people are on this platform because something is missing from their life, or because they're reaching out for help, or they just, life is so stressful. It's nice to have somebody you can hang out with on your phone, because that wasn't possible in the 80s and 90s. So it's a really cool aspect of our digital world that we live in, and it's also an opportunity for us to improve the quality of life. And so I appreciate that about you guys a lot. That is probably my favorite thing about you guys.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Same to you, man. Same
Don't
to
forget
you.
to check out Sandals Karaoke, and make sure you follow me and hit that subscription button, because I do, like they said, I do so much stuff. You never know what I'm doing or when I'm doing it, and the only way to do that is to tune in. So.
And so, yes, and Chad and I are doing some collaborative stuff coming in the future on subscriptions, the folks that I'll be doing guitars with. So we'll figure out, Burgess and Chandler and I'll figure out some way to do something like that too, where maybe when people subscribe to Burgess's channel, they might be able to get a little swag or something from the Gin Project. So we'll figure something out, man. We'll come up with something. I got some stickers on order and something. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, and I'm about ready to do the painting store, but that also means I'm about ready to get painting DJ merch too. So I'll definitely be making sure you guys get a couple of those.
Man, when that happens, we'll add it to the link tree. Y'all will be able to get your Burgess the Painting DJ merch through the link tree. Y'all make sure to tune in to Channel over here doing her karaoke corner when she does it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Tomorrow,
And
2:00 Central.
you can usually find this other dude stand here with her. He usually roams around while she's doing her thing too. So, man, I have a lot of respect for you. We talked about that. I really appreciate the way that you move. It's almost, to me, it's more important how you move than what you're moving a lot of the times. So very much appreciate you, man. You're a hell of a talented dude, and you use your talents for good, and that is admirable, sir, because you could do some damage if you wanted to.
I'm not down. That's not my own. I'm not down for that. But
Right.
I mean, my tagline was an easy one to come up with, and it's very memorable. So as always, you guys, thanks for looking. I appreciate it. And do you want to cut me off like you normally do? Because if you want to, I can tell you the secret to life. The secret? I mean, if don't you usually cut people out?
No, man, that's Chad,
No,
man. Chad
that's
cuts
my
folks
show.
off.
But I'll cut you
I
off
don't
the
do
Yin
that
show
over
too.
He don't cut people off over here. We throw Chad out. Burgess, I appreciate you, brother. Hey, I appreciate you holding on to that secret of life. I'm about to hit you up here just a minute, man.
Yes. It's 42.
Hey, y'all. I'll be doing a late night live again tonight. Check me out. If you could, Burgess, one thing before you go, would you please use your sexy voice to ask people to follow Chad Revart?
Yeah, and your show is Tuesday, right? At 6?
Thursday at 6.
Thursdays. This Thursday at 6 p.m. Central or Eastern, I'm not sure, but I'm sure he'll tell you if you hit him up. It's Chad Revart right here on TikTok.
Yo, y'all don't forget, catch Chandel.
Yeah, and don't forget to follow him. Yeah.
Yeah, follow him too.
Don't follow me, I'm
All right,
lost.
y'all. Everybody in the chat, especially Natasha Art, Lynn's Creative, Chuck,
OG.
Eve, all y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for our special guest, Chandel, for being here. Thank you to Burgess, the painting DJ, for being here. Thank you to my dude, Chad Revart, for being here. We give each other grief, but I got a lot of love for that dude right there.
Love ya.
Appreciate y'all. Is it okay to put this over on the YouTubes?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it, whatever you want with it, bro.
Y'all, I'm going to download that tonight. However long that takes, I'll be on after that. And you'll be able to catch these two wonderful people over there. And you might be able to catch Chad over there, too. Y'all have a good night.
All right, good night, guys.
Hey, guys.
Much love, everybody. Appreciate you.